Alright, we should be live now. I'm going to make sure this is all working. And then we'll begin weeks 9 and 10. Okay, the audio sounds fine. Alright, now we are good. This man really tried to ratio me. Yeah, like that's going to work, little buddy. 49ers, 2 games and 1 streak. Well, that's what it looks like, considering the Niners are winning both polls at the moment. So, as of now, it looks like we may be watching the Niners twice. We have to watch over an hour's worth of Zach Wilson today. Buckle in, guys. Maybe Zach Wilson proves us wrong. He is the type of quarterback to do well and watched, I think. So, we'll see. Madden hates them even if they have a good team. Yeah, 85 overall is pretty good. Although, the Jets have started off horribly 2 years in a row, and they've made the playoffs both times. I don't think it's as likely this year because all 3 AFC East teams are good. Whereas last year, nobody in the AFC East was really that good. Although the Dolphins kind of caught fire at the end. But yeah, let's get the show on the road. So the first game we have here is the Niners and the undefeated Huskies. What are the Niners? 5-3, I think. 4-3, 5-3, 5-3. Yeah. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. That is 2. So we'll use the Huskies. But I'll get my other controller for the Niner jerseys. Were you here when I turned into a Discord kitten and almost got 3 nitro? No, I wasn't. I'm confusion. I love how these 2 teams are 83 overalls, which isn't bad, but then you have the 85 overall Jets at 1-6. And Apple has like what, 2 wins, 3 wins, and they're an 88 or 89. They're tied for the highest with us. Maybe they're past us since they got Quentin Williams. So they're either tied for highest or the highest. What do the Niners have? Some fire retro ones. Yeah, so you've got the white. There's also another one. I thought there was a different red one. Yeah, you've got plenty of good red options, and you've also got cool white jerseys as well. I already changed Quentin Williams to left end, so yeah, I already did that for you. Hector, sir, do you care which color jersey do you wear, whether it's white or gray? All white classic. Yeah, I knew it was going to do that. Oh, those are the Color Rush jerseys. Madden got it wrong. I can do a throwback white jersey. Yeah, we can do this. Quentin's overall, I don't think it changed. When you change defensive linemen's positions, I don't think they changed. So I think he's still 96, but he has a temporary boost that makes him a 99. Gray versus white. All right. Boo, Huskies. I'm with you, Fokker. I'm with you. Boo, Huskies. We need them to lose all the games that we can get, but they haven't lost any games this year, currently 7-0. One of 2 undefeated teams, along with the Salt Lake City Pioneers, led by quarterback Jerome Diggs. Who would have thought the last 2 undefeated quarterbacks this year? Hector Estrada and Jerome Diggs. What a world we live in. But, yeah, I mean, both teams have really good rosters. Joe Mixon's probably an MVP candidate again for the Pioneers, and the Huskies, I honestly don't know how they're 7-0, but whatever. I'm in the middle of nowhere right... Oh, boy. Nowhere is real fun. So Toronto opens up with the ball. I think we've watched them in 2 straight streams, and they've won both times. They beat the Cardinals, and they beat... Who did they play last time? It was the Tigers. Yeah, they beat Tom Brady. This stadium giving me 2035 Heinz vibes. I think this is the futuristic stadium. It kind of does give off some future, like, Heinz Field vibes. I can see it. Does that mean I have to use the Steelers for Madden 23 and move the stadium to this one? Because the Steelers are one of the teams I'm considering, although I listed that I'm considering like half the league right now. I'm pretty sure I put down every non-NFC playoff team last year except for Detroit. And that's only because I've used them within the past 3 years. Okay, how did they keep doing this? Quick gain of 24 over to Trey Sermon. So I still have first... Unless we have another Mexican coach within the next 3 months, then, yeah, I think that's fair. Give the Mexican Mexico just like we gave the Canadian Toronto. Although Boomy's now New England, but that's besides the point. Hector fumbles it! And is picked up by the Huskies, I think. Shaq Barrett with the play. I want the London Bulldogs. Well, you're not British, so here's this. I'm not going to mark it down, but you can maybe get them. We'll see. Real Life is Mexican, so if Real Life wants to coach, then either maybe I'll allow for 2 Mexico teams next year, or you guys are going to have to arm wrestle. Hector is so lucky. Madden clearly likes him. It's on 3rd and 22. Wouldn't you know it? They get the first down. There aren't many coaches in the OFL Madden likes. Madden likes me. I think Madden likes Hector, and that's probably about it. I don't think there's anyone else who I can confidently say Madden likes. We know Madden used to have a thing for Apple, but that's obviously gone. You're winning an arm... You probably are beating Hector because he's probably like 7. So you probably would beat him in an arm wrestle. You're not the most hated over Nick because Madden used to like you. Madden never liked Nick. Madden never liked Husker either. Husker's probably right in there too. So no, you're not more hated than Nick yet. You haven't had a Hail Mary in a playoff game on 4th and 20 happen to you before. Nick has. The only playoff game I can think of between you and Nick was the Josh Allen game in OFL 20 where Allen's passer rating at halftime was 0. That was fun. And fittingly, Nick comes in right when we're talking about all of his playoff losses. You would say you're fairly unlucky. I would agree with that, although I feel like that's for a lot of people. But I think Madden 21 kind of like Bachner because they always made it far, but they just never got over the hump. And then this year, yeah, I would say Madden doesn't really like you as much. The fourth and inches was pretty bad as well. I'll give you that. The game last year against the Cougars, I'll give you that. That was bad too. That's why you're probably high on the list of Madden hatred, but I don't think you're number 1. Madden's been treating you really nice so far. I mean, C-Mill is pretty new. So, I guess Madden has been nice because the Dolphins have been good. But Madden's maybe doing a little preview, trying to be nice at first, and then I don't know. We'll see. Here's Zach Wilson leading the Niner offense after the field goal. He woke up to Baker getting traded, so that's fun. Fall Guys doesn't like Apple either. That's not really a surprise. Hand off to Nick Chubb, who's definitely an Offensive Player of the Year candidate. He, I think, won Offensive Player of the Year back in year 1. Probably not as good as Mixon or Henry, but I would say comfortably he's probably the 3rd best running back in the league as of now. Maybe 4th if I want to be biased and put Najee Harris ahead, but no, Najee's not better than Chubb. Wilson on 2nd and 2 with a strike downfield for John Vincent. Everybody's favorite receiver. First guy in, last guy out. Oh, Toronto's got a challenge. Oh, that's fun. It looked like he was in. I was trying to make my white receiver comments, but now the Huskies tried to ruin it. He's in. Yeah, he got 2 feet in. He's good. Remember when everyone had the Huskies as last in record predictions? Yes, because it made sense. I don't think anyone expected you guys to be any good. What happened to A-Rod? A-Rod was not playing well, so the Niners benched him. The Niners were winning with A-Rod, but he was playing horribly. I think he had the lowest rating among starting quarterbacks in the league, which is odd that they were doing well as a team. But yet A-Rod was playing terribly. Vincent needs a nickname. What about White Lightning? It has to be something with him being white. Because you don't find many outside receivers like him who are good and also happen to be white. Although Jay Vince is kind of clean. What's good, Crocker? Welcome in. 3rd and 19. Wilson launches a strike for the end zone, and it's incomplete. Got AirPods in, watching the game. Enjoy the baseball game. And I guess the stream if you really want. To see how much ounces of blood I've lost. Oh, yeah, you do that. Hector is cousins with Chief Keef. Wow, that's quite the bloodline. Apple dies to blood loss. No way. OFL is better. I mean, biasedly, I guess I agree. I picked the Diamondbacks for Boomies League. Are you proud of me? I guess. You didn't? Yeah, I think. How much money is Carolina taking? Like, half of it? Obviously, it's a great move for the Panthers, but I don't think it's horrible for Cleveland. Because they were never going to get anything for Baker. So, now the situation's done. You don't have to pay all that money. Although a future conditional 5th-round pick is not adequate value for a young top 20 quarterback in the league, but the Browns had 0 leverage, so there's not really much they could have done. Vincent's nickname is Athletic White Guy. I like it. Are we watching the Rams? I don't think the Rams game is winning. The Rams game is down by 1 vote. So, if it changes, then maybe we will. Why can't Hector pass? I don't know. Because he doesn't like primetime? He's scared of the Niners? Who won the second vote? Currently, the Niners and Panthers is up by 1 vote, but the Seahawks and Rams are close behind, and so is the Vikings and the Huskies. I mean, biasly, I want to watch our game, but we are watching both the Niners and the Huskies now, and they both did very well in the Week 8 poll. So, that should mean Seahawks and Rams would make the most sense. What for Myles Garrett? Probably your entire team, and that... Actually, no, I still don't think I would do that. Here's our boy John Vincent down the field. Pass for 20, 15 to the 11. Currently trolling White Sox fans. Are they playing the Orioles? No, the Orioles played the Rangers last night because I saw they had that ridiculous comeback with the walk-off from... Was it Cedric Mullins who had the walk-off? Or no, that was when Jorge Mateo got hit by the pitch. Was that last night? When Jorge Mateo got hit by a pitch to win the game? I don't know if that was last night, but I know that was like within the past 2 days. He's white, that's why he's fast. I think Chubb got the first down, but I don't think he got the touchdown. Yeah. Yeah, Mullins had the walk-off last night, and Jorge Mateo, I think, might have been the night before. I think the Orioles have, the same record as the Angels. They've been, not Horrible. They're better than us, that's for sure. You're dizzy. Oh, boy. Maybe you should drink water or something. I don't know. I messed up my foot pretty bad like a month ago and was like super lightheaded because I lost a lot of blood, and I drank water and I was fine. So, you should probably drink water. I caught a body in practice. Are you proud of me? I'm a proud father. You know who isn't a proud father right now? Hector Estrada Sr., because Junior is losing. I tore my ACL, but I walked it off. I'm sure. Yeah, I definitely believe that. No doubt. There's Chase Claypool, the 48. Remember when people were calling him Maple Megatron? That was funny. Yeah, that was funny. Third and inches. And they do get it. Okay. Hector's been efficient. 7 of 8. Hector is the white Tom Brady. What's that supposed to mean? Why do Claypool and Young look so similar? Who, Chase Young? I guess they do have the same name, and they both have hair. Don't even know what to talk about. Congrats on losing Baker? I don't know. That's something. What should you troll White Sox fans about? That they're worse than the Twins and the Guardians somehow? That's a good one. Because they have no business being worse, but, you know, Tony La Russa and all that. I cut my arm off, but my arm swinged it off. How fun. Can I buy your Patreon? No, because I don't have a Patreon. I don't need your money. Nick, remember when you lost because of a Hail Mary? What is up, Denmark? No problem. You don't have to worry about being late. So far, the Niners are beating the Huskies 10-3. Hector might actually lose today. Thank God. We're still going to be 1.5 games behind because we're going to find a way to lose to the Jets. That'd be funny if we actually lost to the Jets. If the Jets beat us, I will be convinced that they're going to win their division. Even with 3 pretty good teams. Remember when the Diablos lost to Hail Mary? No, I don't remember that because that never happened. Not that I'm aware of. It definitely didn't happen last year. I know Madden's not going to let me lose on a Hail Mary last year. Derek Nottie with the sack. He was part of the Quinnen Williams trade with Washington. Tom Brady is black, Mexican, and Swedish. Can't forget the Swedish. That's how he gets his skin. OFL Bowl 17 was pretty awesome. Definitely among the top. It's not number 1, but certainly in the top 5. Wilson on 3rd and 14. Heaves a prayer downfield. It's incomplete. If he had caught that, then the Huskies would have been in real, like, actual trouble. I think the one who picks the saddest sports teams is me. I chose to be a Detroit sports fan. I think I might take that crown. I had every reason not to pick Detroit. I don't live anywhere near Detroit. I don't have any affiliations to the city of Detroit or the state of Michigan, but I still picked them. How is that? Zach Wilson looks pretty good. He hasn't been spectacular, but he hasn't been bad. Who started with the ball again? I think it might have been the Huskies. I don't remember. I know both teams started with field goals, but I don't remember who had a field goal first. Yeah, Octa here is a moron. I'm not going to deny it. I just like to be sad. Since when does Octi not live in Michigan? I don't know. The first 10 times I've mentioned it within the past 2 weeks. To you, specifically. Octi clears all these baseball players in the stadium. Yeah, maybe if I didn't stop playing baseball in, like, 7th grade. But, yeah, I'm definitely better than all those frauds. Put me out there in center, I'll be way better than Luis Robert. Way better. What do you think of USC and UCLA joining the Big Ten? I mean, I'm not going to say I like it, but as long as Oregon has a seat at the table somewhere, then I guess I'm good. I don't hate the idea. Oh, whoa! Shaq Barrett just stole it out of his hands. I'll get back to my point in a second. Shaq Barrett literally just ripped it away from Hector. That ball was never even on the ground. He just said, hey, give me that. I'm going to steal that from you. Talk about a strip sack. Holy cow. As I was trying to say, as long as Oregon gets a seat at the table, I'm good. I don't hate the idea of going to the Big 12 because I feel like we would be the best team in that conference. But at the same time, if we're the best team in the conference, then clearly the conference is not going to be as good as like the Big Ten and the SEC. So, I don't know how I feel about Oregon and Kansas in the same conference. I feel like that's kind of weird for me, being that those are my two teams. Who's the person that, which game winner? Use voodoo magic to make the Twins lose. Used to be a Chiefs fan, but now I'm embarrassed because of Brittany and Jackson Mahomes. We'll put it this way. Even though those two individuals are annoying, it's not like they're the ones on the field or really have any affiliations with the organization other than the fact that they have a relative. They're only relevant because Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the league, or one of. Huskies missed the field goal to end the first half. They are trailing 10-3. The Niners are looking good. You don't want the Niners to be happy. Well, I guess that's because probably you're in the same division with them, which is why I want the Niners to win. Byron Buxton swung worse than me against the Jays in the ALDS. Byron Buxton's like the weirdest player in the league because he has all the talent in the world, but people make him out to be like this top 10 player when he's never shown he can consistently do that. Although I think he has like 40 home runs since he's last grounded into a double play, so that's like kind of fun. But I don't know how we can call a guy who has a hard time hitting over 250 one of the 10 best position players in the game. Although, I mean, he's the definition of the 5-tool player, but consistency and injuries. You should add Oregon and Notre Dame. Washington if Notre Dame is annoying. I don't know if you want Washington. Washington's not a good program. Ever since they were good in the 90s, the only good seasons they've had were with Chris Peterson. And Chris Peterson even came... He said something a couple days ago, how we were, like, running circles around them in recruiting. I always knew I liked Chris. I liked Chris Peterson when he was in Washington. I always thought he was good. Khalil Lawrence is hurt. Oh, boy. The user player. Hopefully it's not too serious. Did you go 0-2 today? Well, considering this is the first game, no. Where do I think the Italian Stallion will go? Wherever he's going to play, because otherwise the Italian Stallion might hold out. Wink, wink. I hope Zach Wilson tears his ACL in the game, of course. We can wish injuries on players in the game. Still lagging, but yeah, you guys are looking pretty good. The defense has been solid. The offense is fine. And Shaq Barrett is that dude. Diablo legend. Imagine a Big Ten with Notre Dame and West Virginia. Why would West Virginia go to the Big Ten? I mean, I guess it would make geographic sense, kind of. Because West Virginia is in Big Ten country more so than Big 12 country, but Now geographic conferences aren't really a thing. And they weren't a thing before the news last week, because UCF being in the same conference as, like, all those teams in Big 12. Like, UCLA and BYU being in the Big 12 together, that doesn't make geographic sense. So, last week's news doesn't really change anything. Pac-12 is Arizona State's. Yeah, now the Pac-12 is like a Group 5 conference, so that's not a good thing. West Virginia to the SEC, oh God, they would get smothered by those teams down there. Should you re-sign of a ramp? Well, you have the season and a half to decide. So, you've certainly got time to think about it. Hector launches a bomb, and it is caught by Chase Claypool for a 78-yard touchdown as he tick-tocks his way in the end zone. In the game, I hope the Royals tear their ACL. Yeah, UCF and Tulsa in the same... Tulsa's in the Big 12? I guess they might be the new, super new Big 12. Well, no, they're in the same conference now. I'm stupid. I'm slow. Yeah, them being in the same conference now doesn't really make sense either. I mean, Tulsa, UTSA is there. How are you going to have teams from Texas and then Temple and Philly in the same conference? How does that work? Temple and UTSA being in the same conference doesn't make sense. Imagine Oregon in the SEC. I would have no clue how to feel about that. I would watch Oregon versus Oklahoma State till 1:30 with absolute joy. That's the Hector we know and love. I don't know if I'd say love. Maybe no. You say that like Philly and Dallas aren't in the same division. That's fair, but like the Eagles and the Cowboys are rivals. Hey, there's Josh Uche. Speaking of the Eagles. But, I mean, at least they're rivals. Like, Temple and UTSA don't care about each other. Other than that, they're in the same conference. John Vincent is making me hate white people now. I thought you said Hector was white. So, at this point, college football should drop... I mean, the NCAA should just, like, not be a thing, please. If we had a different organization running college sports, I feel like it would be a lot better. Imagine playing a home game in Oregon and then traveling across the country to play South Carolina. We would demolish Spencer Rattler, though. Although we'll never get to play Rattler because he's a senior. Zach Wilson clears A-Rod. I mean, Zach Wilson's team only has 10 points, though. Although I don't think A-Rod would be doing much better. The octagonal organization running college sports. I think that would be a lot better than the NCAA. There's a nice throw to the 50 for Sermon. Redshirt junior not... Oh, yeah, he did redshirt a year. Technically. Even so, we're not going to get to play Spencer Rattler because we're not going to be in the SEC in 2023. Even if he stays, which, who knows? I want blood. Well, good for you, Denmark. My friend Apple might be able to help you out there. Yeah, Apple even says, I have the solution for you. Perfect. What are y'all's national championship predictions? As of now, I mean, I feel like saying Alabama, Ohio State's a cop-out, but that's probably my answer. Georgia's a lot worse. There's Shaq Barrett again. Georgia's quite a bit worse, so I don't see them getting back. Clemson I don't trust, although I'm pulling for them. And the only two teams I feel like legitimately good about this year as true contenders are Alabama and Ohio State. So, Hector fumbles it again. He's fumbled it like 3 times today. Yet leave it to the Huskies to gain yards after a strip sack. Trading for Shaq Barrett was so worth it. Absolutely. Auburn is always good in even years. Well, now that they don't have Bo Nix, how do they get these plays to work? I'll get back to that in a second. How are the Huskies so lucky to make all this work? Why is Trey Sermon good? But as I was trying to say, yeah, now that Auburn doesn't have Bo Nix, maybe they'll be good. That wraps up the third. We're tied at... Why have the Niners ran the ball 6 times? They have Nick Chubb on their team. Why have they ran it 6 times? Calzada is better than... Yeah, I know. Bo Nix plays for my team, and I'm not happy about it. Although, hopefully he doesn't play. Because ideally, he would be the backup. Literally everything about the new Oregon regime has been perfect so far, except for Bo Nix. The 49ers think the Lamar trade went through. Well, if that's the case, they'd have like 30 carries. Whether it's Lamar running it or handing it off to Nick Chubb. Because Lamar's good at handing off. If Bo Nix got drafted by the Lions in the first 3 rounds, I would probably cry myself to sleep. Bo Nix, #1 pick for the Lions. Who says no? Me. I say no. Yeah, imagine if we passed on Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and DJ Uiagalelei for Bo Nix. Friggin' yikes. I don't think Ashford is better than Nix, but I would choose to keep Ashford over Bo Nix. What if the Lions draft Rattler? Then I will also cry myself to sleep. Ohio State's offense, let's not get crazy. Ohio State's offense on paper is probably the best in college football. Let's not throw around 2019 LSU yet. Let's not get that crazy. The camera guy is right next to me. Tell the camera guy hi. What if the Lions draft Will Levis? Then I'm also probably going to cry. Because I don't really trust Will Levis at all. After Young and Stroud, I don't really trust any of those guys. Like, everybody has 5 quarterbacks going in the top 10. That's not going to happen. Will Levis, Devin Leary, Tyler Van Dyke. 1 or 2 of those guys is going to flame out. Maybe not all of them. But how hasn't an Ohio State wide receiver entered the portal when it's like 8 deep? Because Ohio State develops receivers better than everybody. Brian Hartline is that dude. Former Dolphin. Lions get Stroud. Philly gets Bryce Young. Everybody wins. And Jalen Hurts, he goes to the Bucs. How about that? Everybody wins. The heir apparent for Tom Brady. I think well over half the 2019 team has been drafted, or at least well over half of the starters. Jalen Hurts goes to Seattle. That also works. Sorry, Seattle. Could have had Bryce Young, could have had C.J. Stroud, but instead you get Jalen Hurts. Third and 8. Wilson for the end zone. Incomplete. So the Niners are going to tie it at 13 We'll see if Hector Estrada Jr. can lead the Huskies. Oh, wow, there's 3.5 minutes. I thought there was like 6.5. Julian Fleming and G. Scott have entered the transfer portal. I don't know why they would do that. So, yeah, no, I don't think that's real, buddy. I don't think they're choosing to do that in July. Isn't G. Scott playing tight end anyway? Third and 7, a strike from the first down to Uzoma. Huskies are really about to be 8-0, aren't they? Yeah, isn't Julian Fleming going to be a starter? I assume he's going to be wide receiver 3. I mean, he's in his 3rd year. He was the #1 recruit in the country. I've got to assume he's going to be wide receiver 3 at least. Maybe not over Smith and Jigba or Marvin Harrison Jr., but certainly the 3rd guy on the list. Unless he's just not good. It's a tied game, relax. Yeah, but with 2 minutes to go and the Huskies on the other side of the field, they're in a good spot. Although it's not over, you're right, but they're in a good spot. The Emeka I mean, it's not Emeka's fault. It's just that Jackson Smith and Jigba is the best receiver in the country. Marvin Harrison Jr. is really, really good. He balled out in the Rose Bowl. And Julian Fleming was the #1 player in his recruiting class. And now he has 2 years of development. So, Emeka's a good player, but I mean, he'd be wide receiver 1 on 90% of the teams in the country. But he plays for Ohio State, who has 3 guys who just happen to be a little bit better. Third and 8, probably the biggest play of the game. If San Francisco can get a stop, that's a big deal. It's a handoff for Sermon with a wide open lane. I think Helen Keller could have ran for a first down with that blocking. So now the Huskies probably should be able to chew out the clock. Toronto might as well just knee it. The Huskies are out of time, or the Niners are out of timeouts. Toronto's fumbled it 3 times today. Although keep in mind, all of those were by Hector. Why did they go back to the line of scrimmage so quickly? What are they doing? Sermon brings it to the 1, and the Huskies just called a timeout. What are they doing? Just kneel out the clock and kick a field goal. What are they trying to do? Okay, they get the touchdown and take the lead, but now San Francisco's going to have an opportunity, albeit with no timeouts. Not a good opportunity, but an opportunity. EA logic once again, folks. If Hector had thrown a pick, I would have exploded of laughter. That would have been hilarious. I think everyone here, except for Hector, and I guess Denmark because he's in the NFC West, everybody else should be probably rooting for a Hail Mary. We need it. Didn't this happen to Apple in the playoffs? Not entirely. Apple's was a little... Oh, intercepted. Okay, now the game's over. Bryce Hall with the pick. He's gotten quite a few of those this year. Okay, so now the game is over. The Huskies had to get cute at the end. But they will get the win and improve to 8-0 on the year as they defeat the Niners 20-13. San Francisco falls to 5-4, still currently in first place of the division. Should have had a field goal before halftime. Yeah, and you still would have lost, though. Probably. Hector Estrada was quite good. Zach Wilson wasn't bad. He was fine. Nick Chubb having 8 carries is pretty inexcusable. Who needs to lose for you to keep a playoff spot? Well, considering we're in week 8, there are probably about 100 scenarios where you can get in. Tony La Russa was doing the play calling during the Huskies drive. Trey Sermon with nearly 100 yards in the air. Chase Claypool did, along with everybody's favorite wide receiver, John Vincent. Three sacks allowed by Cam Robinson. He did not have a very good day. Would I consider you a bad coach? No, your team's 8-0. You're doing something right. Before you sim what? Quinn Williams is already at left end. Change the playbook to the Bucks. I don't make playbook changes midstream, so you'll have to put that in for the next one. We'll look at stats at the end. We took a quick look at stats at the end of the last stream. Oh, we won! Yay! Great. Can I check the Khalil Lawrence injury? Yeah, I'll check that. Let's see what happened. Hopefully he's not out too long. Broken ribs. He's going to be out 5 weeks. Yeah, Khalil Lawrence got hurt, I think, in the third quarter, so he's going to miss the next 5 weeks. I don't know if the Niners have a bye week during that stretch. Probably. Yeah, because they're 5-4, so they have not had a bye week yet. So he's going to miss 4 games. The Jags, we're in week 9, so the Jags had a bye week. Ooh, we almost lost to the Jets, 20-17. Elijah Chisholm outplayed Malik Willis. I noticed our playbook was not on the Saints, so now we're finally using the Saints playbook. So I'm a little bit surprised Malik Willis was kind of quiet. Najee Harris was good, though. But yeah, our offense and our defense were both on Minnesota. I don't know why it wasn't on New Orleans. But, oh well. The Lions win 2 in a row. They beat the Rams 35-25. Deshaun Watson and DJ Uiagalelei, the 2 Clemson quarterbacks, were fine. Oh, hello! I.T. Thomas with 9 yards of carry, including an 80-yard touchdown. So he did his part. But the Rams still lose. Crocker demands a trade anytime his team does poorly. In his defense, though, he did play really well today. In his defense. The Panthers on a much-needed bye week. The Patriots win 3 in a row, despite a big comeback in the 4th from the Dolphins. So Trevor Lawrence throws for 3 touchdowns. Sam Howell throws 4. Big game for Brandon Cooks. The Pioneers lose to the Saints, 31-15. So now the only undefeated team left in the league is, dear God, the Toronto Huskies. Big win for New Orleans. The Rams lost. The Ravens, their win streak comes to a close at 6 games. They fall victim to the Black Knights 28-21. Jordan Love is continuing his fantastic season in London over the pond. Dan was pretty good too. Where's Jaden Jackson? He is with the Wizards. I think he's their backup. Although I think he started as a rookie, but then they recently got J.K. Dobbins. I think that was last year. So he's the backup behind J.K. The Saints won. The Seahawks lose to the Beats 31-20. Joe Burrow back to his MVP form after quieting down the past couple of weeks. Calvin Ridley. Hopefully he put money on the beats today because he would have won money. The Shamrocks. Their losing streak comes to an end. What team can you get? So what I do before each OFL, unless you mean next season is in OFL 22, but for OFL 23, everyone's going to list a few teams that they want, and they'll get one of those teams. So everybody will be happy. Lamar Jackson plays pretty well, outperforming Josh Allen. Bijan with a solid 2.9 yards per carry, and his team still won. Although Bijan has been better this year. The Tigers lose to the Bison, 29-21. The Bison have won 2 in a row. Maybe they're turning the ship. The AFC South is weaker than it was last year. The Tigers are worse. The Jags are worse. The Wizards are worse. So who knows? Maybe the Bison can, do something. Yeah, Hector only has 1 pick. If he throws 11, that'd be a little bit surprising, although it's possible. The Vikings won. The Wizards had a bye week. The Aviators lose to the Giants, 24-22. Carson Strong and Mac Jones were both good. And retro is a possibility as well. Although, if we do retro OFL, the team selection process would probably be the same. Xavier McKinney is back, that's right. They'll slide McKinney back where he belongs in the lineup. Madden's good about that with injuries. So the Cardinals beat the Bears. Both Justin Fields and Matt Corral were pretty good. The Beats. Why haven't you gotten... I put you guys on the poll for Week 9. And honestly, I was kind of hoping your game would win. But your game didn't win the vote. So I'm trying to get you guys to watch the game because you're pretty good. You've won 4 in a row. 6-3. Bucks beat the Broncos. Prayers out to the guy picking the Cardinals. He is Derek Anderson. Oh, boy. Good old Derek Anderson. I don't think I've seen that name in forever. That's when the Cardinals were, like, really bad. That was right between, like, the Kurt Warner era and the few good years they had with Carson Palmer. The Browns beat the Diablos 37-31 in overtime. Russell Wilson continuing his MVP caliber season, although he was arguably outplayed by the former Brown, Baker Mayfield. Dalvin Cook and Javonte Williams were both good. Devontae Smith was as well, and Jalen Waddle also had over 100. You're the only multi-year OFL coach who hasn't been to the playoffs? I don't know. That's actually a good question. Maybe. If I'm the Cardinals, I will personally tank until I can get Andrew Luck. Well, if we do use Madden 12, we won't be able to use Andrew Luck. If we use a more recent Madden, like Madden 20, then maybe it will. Oh, the Bucks lost to the Broncos. I thought they beat the Broncos. Okay. Diablos have lost 3 in a row. They're not looking too hot. Dolphins lost. The Falcons lose to the football team. The Trayvon Mullen revenge tour. Justin Herbert outplays Brady Boatwell, although both were solid. D. Higgins and Chris Godwin were pretty good. I think more people would prefer football over baseball. So, oh, Trayvon Mullen had a pick. There you go, Apple. Trayvon Mullen against his old team intercepts a pass. And that brings us back to the Niners. You could upload classes from NCAA. I mean, I don't have NCAA 12, though. Do I? No, I don't think I do. And plus, I don't even know if the servers work. So... Players of the Week, Trey Lance, Joe Burrow, Shaq Barrett, and T.J. Watt. As we look at the standings, officially halfway through the season, only one undefeated team left, the Toronto Huskies. Who would have thought? So the Ravens are only 2 games ahead of the Browns and Shamrocks, who both win. The Tigers still lead a weird AFC South. Everybody's within a game of each other. The Pats at 7-2 are atop the East. The Beats and Dolphins not too far behind, whereas the Jets are tanking for the number 1 pick that they don't even own. That belongs to Dublin. The Pioneers are 2 games ahead of the Chiefs. Everybody lost except for Denver. The Huskies are still a game and a half ahead of Minnesota. These 2 teams play against each other today. Go Vikes, go! The Saints lead Carolina by a game and a half ahead of Atlanta. If you win the OFL Bowl, you don't go undefeated, what do you get? You get a championship. That should be enough. The Black Knights are a game ahead of the Giants, 2 ahead of Washington, who's starting to play better. And the Niners, despite losing, still lead the West, although it's only by half a game, with the Cardinals and Seahawks right on their tail. All right, so I know the Week 10 poll was fluctuating. Who is winning? The Seahawks and Rams come from behind, and that's going to be the game we watch. We have to watch Toronto. Toronto, Minnesota didn't get enough votes. I agree, but that didn't get enough votes. We do play the Huskies again, though. So, yeah, we play them in Week 12, so we can watch them next stream. I want to see Octi cry. Oh, you witnessed the worst of me in the divisional round against Seattle, so. Minnesota and Toronto just tied. Okay, so we're going to have a vote. Keep in mind, the Vikings and the Huskies play against each other in 2 weeks. Also keep in mind this might be the biggest rivalry in the league. If you want to watch Seahawks and Rams, type in trade, because IT might want to be traded. If you want to watch Vikings and Huskies, type in Hector. So Hector if you want to watch this game, trade if you want to watch Rams and Seahawks. Keep in mind, we also have not watched the Rams or the Seahawks this year. We've watched the Vikings once, and we've watched the Huskies 3 times. Trade Hector. What does that mean? Hector, trade Hector. It seems like Hector is winning, so we're probably going to watch this game. I would probably rather watch this game, too, because it's better, although I do want to watch both the Rams and the Seahawks this year. Especially with the IT trade storyline, but it looks like this game is won. Siri, give me the poll changed. Well, it's kind of too late. We already did this. And now the Rams and Seahawks is winning. What am I supposed to do? Okay, so the Rams and Seahawks just took the lead in the poll. We don't have time for both. I have an idea. Since the Rams and Seahawks is now winning the actual poll, but more people want this game, I know how to decide it. Rams Seahawks is 1. This game is 2. The losing game we will simcast. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2. Siri picks 1. I think that's a Rams game. Okay, so we're going to watch the Rams and Seahawks. We're going to simcast this game. And we can still watch these 2 teams play against each other in 2 weeks. So, it's all good. Even though this is probably the better game, we have not watched the Rams or the Seahawks yet. The Seahawks are the defending champs. The Rams have the storyline with the IT situation, so that might actually be kind of interesting. And we can watch these 2 teams play against each other next stream. And, as I said, the losing game we're going to simcast, so we'll simcast. Do we want to simcast this game first? Why don't we just get it over with? Alright, we're going to simcast this game, then we're going to watch the other game. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. 2. That's the Huskies. Okay, I don't really care about my jersey, so Hector can pick his. Alright, let's get our prayer circle in. OFL God, if you're a real thing, which you're probably not, please do not let the Huskies win this game. I do not want to hear Hector for the next 5 days about how his team is better. Amen. I'm a little bit worried. Although, even if we lose, we play against these guys in 2 weeks. So, that game might be more important than this one. But, go Vikes. Oh, I want to go to the end of a quarter. Not the end of the game. Not good. Not good. Okay. Not a good start. We're already down 14-0. There we go. 14-7. They score again. Okay, not great. We're down by 14. I think we started the ball. No, we don't. And they drive down and score. Okay, we're getting killed. All right, we're going to move a little bit slower. We do have the ball. 2nd and 10, incomplete. 3rd and 10. I need you, Malik. We get 9. Go for it. Yes. Good call. Keep it moving. Good. Good. Okay, we're down by 7. Defense, I need you here. 2nd and 8, incomplete. 3rd and 8, they get like 20. 23. Incomplete. They get a first down. Please, defense, please. Okay, we got to stop, but they can still make it a 2-score game with a field goal. We'll keep simming. 4th and 10. Okay, we get it. Another 4th and 10, and we get it again. Can we not just convert on 4th down, please? All right, we scored a touchdown. We're going to keep simming. If the defense gets a stop, which I don't think they will, we're going to hop in. 2nd and 5, losses 2. Why don't we hop in here 3rd and 7? For the ball game, please. For the love of God, do not let them get a first down. I have a horrible feeling about this. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. We only lost by 3. It could have been worse. Good thing we play again in 2 weeks. Imagine if Hector had thrown a pick. Yeah, Hector threw for 400 yards. He did throw a pick. He outplayed Malik Willis, though. At least Najee Harris was good. He had a nice amount of yards. Of course, we let Jamison Crowder do that to us. So the offense kind of did their part. The defense, not really. Hamza Nasir-Ladin had the pick. Why is he playing? As much as I like the guy. Well, good thing we play again in 2 weeks. Which I imagine is hopefully going to be a watch game. So the Huskies are now 9-0. No matter what, Toronto will finish the year over 500. Now for the watched game. Siri, give me a number between 1 and 2. Siri says, I thought so. That's not what I want. Give me a number between 1 and 2. 2. That's for Rams. So if IT's still here, he can pick his jerseys. The Rams jerseys have kind of grown on me. I still don't like the white ones, though. I still think this is kind of the bad look. But the regular jerseys, I don't think are that bad. I am here. Okay, which jerseys do you want? You want the regular Holmes? The white ones? Please no. All blue. You've got white and blue. White and yellow. Ugh. Or you could go with an older one. The Rams have some good throwback ones. You could go with the yellow helmets. You could go with the white helmets. You could go with, like, the gold helmets. Or you can go really old. The Rams have a lot of choices in terms of jerseys. Make the Seahawks use green. Yeah, we can do that. 2019 yellow. So I guess that one? Or this one. Do we want all yellow? Yellow versus green. That's interesting. All green versus all blue. I would probably pick all blue, but the Rams are Crocker's team, so he gets to pick. What was the uniform that LA wore in the 54-51 game? It would have probably been their home jerseys, because they were at home, and that was, what, like 3 years ago? So that would have been the previous set of home jerseys. Honestly, the all yellow kind of goes hard, I'm not going to lie. You'd think yellow jerseys would look stupid, but these honestly look kind of good. The Rams make it work. All yellow versus all green. Here we go. The bottom of the NFC West. Although the NFC West is super tight. And these were arguably the two best teams in the NFC last year. The Rams finished as the 2 seed. Seattle was a wild card, obviously took it all the way. Mr. Rob is the coach of the Rams, but IT plays for the Rams. So since Mr. Rob isn't here, IT gets full control because he's the only, I guess, representative of the Rams who are currently here. The all-yellow versus the all-green honestly looks kind of sick. I think there's enough of a difference to where it's not going to look bad. They look like highlighters. I think they honestly look good. I'm colorblind. Which team is which? The Rams are the team with the ball. Good run for IT Thomas. He got hit hard, but gets about 14. If the Black Knights win it all, Cobra will have a ring before me. Imagine Cobra having a ring before you. That's a little bit sad. IT has 700 yards. He only has 2 touchdowns, but he has improved quite a bit this year. Is IT unhappy in LA? Apparently, although if they win today, maybe not. And he's getting the ball quite a bit. He already has 4 carries, which is something because in the first game, Nick Chubb, the entire game, had 8. Third and 8, Uyunglele gets it back to Thomas, who gets maybe a yard or 2. Where do the Huskies sit in all-time OFL teams? We got to see how they do the second half of the year. On paper, they're pretty average. So I'm not going to put them with like the dynasty of San Francisco or New England making the OFL Bowl 5 years in a row in OFL 20. Or even last year. I don't know if I would put them with the Diablos or the Cougars yet. Who is the best running back division? I mean, the AFC South has Henry, Kamara, and McCaffrey. Secretly rooting for the Hawks for the chaos. Well, we're going to get chaos if they win. I was watching Minions. What's happening? Did you watch Minions in a suit? If you did, I'll give you good news about your team. If you didn't, I'll give you bad news. Should you go all out? Maybe. I don't know. Do you have the assets that you'd be willing to trade? Yes, in a suit. Oh. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any good news. You guys lost last week. But congrats on being cool, I guess, for wearing a suit. Kyler launches a bomb on 3rd and 8. Oh my lord, he caught it. A gain of 61 for whoever number 9 is. Avant. I don't know who that is. I watched Minions with that one girl I told you about. Well, congratulations. Was it close? I feel like it was close. Yeah, I think you guys only lost by like 1 possession. Yeah, this is gonna be a long game. Well, if Seattle plays really well, maybe it won't be too long because that would imply it's a sim. But we can't be getting too ahead of ourselves. They lost by 16. I thought it was only by 1 possession. Maybe I'm wrong. And Hector did win. So they are the last undefeated team. But you guys are still the number 1 seed in the AFC. Oh, yeah, they did lose by 16. You're right. 31-15 against the Saints. Imagine if that Jason Devant's son. Madison gets nothing. The Rams' run defense looks quite good today. Zadarius Smith brings him down. How much did you lose by? I feel like your game was close. Yeah, 28-21. That's how the Ravens lost. I should change my name to Octavius Estrada. I don't think I'm going to do that. Draft classes can be shared within consoles. Well, I don't know what we're going to do for draft classes next year because if we do Retro Madden, if we're on a newer version of Madden, we're going to use the real-life draft classes that would follow suit, or if we're on an older Madden, we won't be able to use any custom classes. Yeah, my real name is actually Octi, totally. That's exactly what it is. Yep. I go around the world and people know me as Octi, definitely. I think we were 9-0 thanks to Jameson Crowder, and it's only Jameson Crowder. The Madden 23 free agency does look fun. That's a reason to... Although, I don't know how much that changes for OFL. I mean, I guess it changes a little bit. But I don't know if that's going to stop us from doing retro, if that's what the people want. Plus all the new animations. But if we use like Madden 20, we know the gameplay is going to be super fun. Because Madden 20 OFL, as everyone in OFL 20 will probably say, was probably the most exciting OFL. Even though there was no parity, the games were probably the most wild. How would we even do retro? Well, I mean, we would use old rosters, whether that's on like Madden 20, and download rosters from like 2010, or we would go on an older game like Madden 12 or something. So retro was in 10 years ago, not 30, because most of us weren't alive 30 years ago. This game is bad, we should simcast. It's 3-0, let's not get crazy. It's also on PC. I am getting a new computer within the next month or so. I don't know if it would be able to work. If I can do it all on PC, I'm going to try. But I don't know if it's going to work, so I'm not fully... I wouldn't count on that working. Do the 19... Well, if we started in like 2010, we wouldn't do 1994. It works for C4. But yeah, because he uses a PC and he knows how it works. I don't know if I'll be able to get it to work. If I am able to get it to work, then that's probably what we're going to do. Madden 2008 on the GameCube. Yes! Pepper Jack is onto something here. Random name you haven't heard in a while. Dwayne Bowe. He was really good for the Chiefs in like the early 2010s when the Chiefs were terrible. But he was good. He was the #1 receiver for a few years out of, I think, LSU. Retro would be bad. Well, you would still have ratings. So we would still have a good idea of who's good and who's not good. Especially if you, like, know some of the players. But even if you, like, didn't follow the NFL 10 years ago, ratings-wise, it's still pretty similar. Although the rating scale is slightly different because they were more like super highly rated players then, but still, it's the same idea. Jamal Charles was so good. He's one of the most underrated players of like the past decade. Retro for me is like 2018 because I was 10. Yeah, we're doing like right when Hector was born. And he gets to use his boy Larry Fitz, unless someone else also wants the Cardinals. I don't know who else we have as a Cardinal fan, though. It's actually a lot better to control all 32 teams on Madden 12. Interesting. I know you can do some old games for the PS5. Can I play Madden 12 for the PS5? I know I can't do like NCAA 14, which is annoying. Nice conversion on 4th down. But... would Madden 12 work on the PlayStation 5? If it did, that would be ideal. I would rather run it on the PS5 than like the 360. Larry Fitz and Derek Anderson, good luck. Well, I mean, Larry Fitz is good. Not as good as Calvin. And I can tell you, if I'm making the teams, I already know who I'm picking. Yeah, this is right when the Giants were good. This was right around their second Super Bowl when they beat New England. Eli and Victor Cruz and Mario Manningham and Brandon Jacobs and Justin Tuck. What if I pick the... Well, if I'm going to be, like, making the teams, then I'm probably going to get who I want. And unfortunately, for you, I'm probably going to want the Lions. So I can use my boy Calvin. You can fix Baltimore's receiving issues. Who did they have back then? Oh, God, Hutchinson's hurt. I know Baltimore had... that was when Dennis Pitta was young. I know they had Jacoby Jones, although he wasn't really a receiver. But he was an awesome kick returner. I don't remember who else they had. That was when they had Ray Rice at running back. I'll make you merch. No, I'm picking the Lions. Sorry, they're mine. You're going to be the only person who did... Yeah, everyone's going to want their favorite team. Which, I mean, makes sense. Anquan Bolden and Torrey Smith. Yeah, that's right. Those guys were both quite good. So, yeah, that's a nice receiving core. Create a team is in Madden 12. Oh, yeah. Huh. Interesting. If we pick those... Well, all those guys on the Vikings aren't going to be on the roster because it's going to be like 2010 rosters. So, like, Fran, Randall Moss, they're not going to be on the Vikings. You're going to have prime Adrian Peterson, though. That's fun. Was Percy Harvin still on the Vikings then? I don't know. That would have been around when he left. So I don't know. Would you get your favorite team? If we do end up doing retro, then I would let you be the Jags again, assuming nobody else wants them, which I don't think we have any other Jaguar fans. Cam Newton did make Devin Funchess and Calvin Benjamin look really good. That Panther receiving core, when he won the MVP, was not that good. Future Lion legend, Devin Funchess, our new third-string tight end. Yeah, the Vikings are going to have prime AP and good old Christian Ponder. Who else was on that Minnesota team? I don't really remember. Chad Greenway. Depending on which rosters we use, maybe they'll have rookie Harrison Smith. I'm blanking. Who else did the Vikings have in like the early 2010s? Captain Munnerlyn. Who would have he been on then? Would he be on Carolina? I think. I feel like he was on the Vikings later. I might be wrong about that. Kevin Williams, Pat Williams, Jared Allen. Yeah, how did I forget they had Jared Allen? It's not like he won Defensive Player of the Year or anything. I don't know how I totally blanked about that. Yeah, that defensive line is nuts. Jared Allen, at the beginning of the 2010s, was maybe the best pass rusher in the league. Kevin Williams was a total beast as well. He's going to be in the 90s. So, yeah, that's a damn good defensive line. Who would all be their receivers? Would it be Percy Harvin and Sidney Rice, I think? And a super young Kyle Rudolph? The Rams are kicking a 60-yard field goal here. If this was Madden 12, they would have young Greg Zuerlein, a.k.a. when Greg Zuerlein was good. Oh, he might have made that. Doink! No good. Jared Allen was only a 94? Yeah, the Vikings are really interesting if you can get on the quarterback not named Christian Ponder. But how is Jared Allen a 94? He had like 20-plus sacks at least one of those years. And even so, that's what the rating scale was higher. So a 94 of them is like probably an 88, 89 now. Antoine Winfield as well. Antoine Winfield Sr. was on that team. That's our season in a nutshell. Yeah, that Minnesota team looks real good. Minus Christian Ponder. And the Bears and Packers were really good at that time. That's right when Green Bay won their Super Bowl. The young Aaron Rodgers. And the Bears had just made the NFC Championship with a young Jay Cutler. So, The Bears and the Packers were both really good. The Vikings have a talented team. And that's when we were not bad. Young Stafford, Prime Calvin. We had some interesting pieces. I wonder who would be in free agency the first year, because unlike a fantasy draft, the contracts would be what they were then. So the free agency would actually be, like, exciting. That's probably right around when we paid Calvin. You're going to be stuck with Billy Cundiff. Who would... Oh, we would have Jason Hanson! Yes! I get a year or two of Jason Hanson. Because that was before we had Prater. So we would still have Jason Hanson. Unless it's the year or like the 4 games that we went without Jason Hanson or Matt Prater. But yes, we get 40-year-old Jason Hanson at kicker. That'd be a fun year 1 to keep Jason Hanson. Young Ndamukong Suh, young Nick Fairley, young DeAndre Levy. If it's Madden 12, we would have young Darius Slay. I'm unbiased, but Larry what? No. Larry Fitz is not better than either of those guys. No. No, he's not. He's close. He's close. Larry Fitz has more longevity than Calvin, but Pete Calvin is better than Larry Fitz. I wonder how good Javid Best would have been. Because if it's Madden 12, that's probably by the time we knew he wasn't going to be good. So I'd probably have to get a running back. Because Lord knows Mikael Leashore isn't good. And I don't know who else we would have. Maybe Joique Bell. Joique Bell was cool. Although I don't think I would want him as my starting running back in OFL. If the Rams don't score on this drive, this game becomes a sim, by the way. Although IT is in the zone. Dan Orlovsky might be on our team still. Yeah, he'd probably be our backup. The Steelers team would be really good with a not super old Big Ben, really young AB, James Harrison, James Ferrier, of course Troy Polamalu. That's probably right when Hines Ward retired, so they'd still have Hines Ward. I think the commentary team then was, I think it was Nance and Phil Simms, wasn't it? They never had Gus Johnson. Or no, they did have Chris Collinsworth, yeah. Did they have Gus Johnson on Madden, though? I never knew that. If that's the case, then you don't need my commentary. You need Gus Johnson's. Wow, they did have Gus in Madden. I did not know that. Eagles still have Mike Vick as a 93. And that might be when they had, like, rookie Nick Foles. Depending on which year we end up picking. Yeah, those Eagles teams were good. They were, or on paper at least, they were good. First half in the books, the Seahawks are dominating. They lead 17-0. And we are going to sim the second half, unless it gets close. They have Kevin Cobb. Kevin Cobb as an 84? I mean, Cobb wasn't that bad. 84? Was he that good? I don't remember him being that good. I just remember him being like a capable backup. Okay, the Rams have it within 1 score, and they have the ball. If they score again, we'll hop in. DJ's sacked on 4th and 3. Okay, yeah, Seattle's probably fine. If the Rams get a stop, we'll hop in, which it doesn't look like they will. Did the Chiefs have Alex Smith? That's probably right around when they got him. So I'm not sure if Smith would have been there yet. Maybe. Onside kick is recovered by Seattle. So the Seahawks are going to win 31-24. Rams put up a fight in the second half. Which year did the Niners make the Super Bowl? Was that 2012, 2013? I feel like Alex Smith was on the roster when they made the Super Bowl. I feel like that was the year he got benched. The Titans have Kerry Collins, Vince Young, and Jake Locker. I wonder how good Vince Young would be in Madden Sim. And that's when Vince Young was, like, not good anymore. Paul Avant. That's the Avant kid. 6 for 110. 2 sacks for Hubbard. So the Rams fall to 3-6. Maybe we made the wrong decision. Maybe we should have watched the other game, but oh well. When's the last time a true fan base won the championship? I mean, the Chiefs fan base is pretty true, so I would say 2 years ago. Yeah, the Niners will be really fun. Young Colin Kaepernick. I don't know about Patrick Willis, because whoever the Niners coach is, I will give up my whole team for Patrick Willis. So you ain't keeping him. He's mine. But yeah, those Niners teams were really, really fun. The Niners were like my second favorite team back then. But the Lions weren't good. I was a huge Patrick Willis fan. So, yeah, if I can trade for Patrick Willis, I'm going to do it. All right, let's see what happened around the rest of the league. The Ravens had a bye week. The Saints lost. After beating the Pioneers, they lose to the Bucks. Football's weird. You can beat teams like the Pioneers one week, and then the next week, you lose to the Bucks. Both quarterbacks played well. There were so many Chiefs. Yeah, but the Chiefs haven't won in 50 years, and they do have a pretty loyal fan base. Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Aldon Smith, Justin Smith, Ray McDonald before he was arrested for something. Who was in the Niners secondary back then? What was the corner? Carlos Rogers? Was that his name? I think it was I think they had Carlos Rogers back then. As the Giants beat the Shamrocks. The Bounty Gate Saints. Yeah, they might still have like Jonathan Vilma and Will Smith and all those guys. Obviously, they still have Drew Brees and Mark Ingram. Who would have their receivers been? Like Marquez Colston and Lance Moore, I think. That's not bad. Tigers beat the Chiefs. Would there still be custom players? I don't know. If we use an old Madden like Madden 12, I don't think we'd really be able to edit players. You can't really edit positions. I don't know even know if you can edit names. So I don't really know how that would work. Ravens had a young Ladarius Webb was good. I forgot about him. And of course, Jimmy Smith. But yeah, if we use like a current Madden, we would obviously have like the 2014 draft class. If we use an older Madden, probably not. Unless I can get it to work with NCAA, which I wouldn't count on. But if I'm able to get it to work with either a current Madden or PC or something, yeah, we already lost. We know that. The Wizards finally win. They beat the Bears, 35-28. Did we see the Cardinals yet? We have not gotten to the Cardinals yet. Oh, they have Tony Pollard, too. That's right. I forgot they had Tony Pollard. They got him from Dublin. IT wants to be traded. Oh, boy. Bucks have Freeman, young LeGarrette Blount. Mike Williams, Lion legend, Kellen Winslow. I don't think you want to keep him. He's a creep. Young Gerald McCoy, Aqib Talib, Rondé Barber. That's a fun team. Young LeGarrette Blount. And he was undrafted, too. And he came on the scene quick. I think this was right before the Legion of Boom. Yeah, and then obviously the Broncos. I don't know which team Peyton Manning would have been on at the time. But if he's on the Broncos, then yeah, I imagine they're going to be in high demand. Larry Fitz, rookie Pat Pete. The Patriots have Aaron Hernandez, of course. That's when they had Hernandez and Gronk. Honestly, I don't know how much Madden 12 used 2 tight end sets. So it honestly wouldn't be the worst idea if you need a tight end to trade for Aaron Hernandez. I mean, you know, he's going to give you that killer mentality on the field. And, yeah, someone who can be good company for your players, have them hang around. That was a horrible joke. I'm sorry. The Browns went. Is that the first time the Browns have gone 2-0 in like this whole season? So are we not using 20? I don't know. There's a chance we still use 23. There's a chance that we would use retro rosters there or just do what we normally do. But I think a majority of the people myself included, would probably want retro. Are the Ravens good? Yes, they are. They're 6-3. Yeah, that's when the Falcons' offense was loaded. Matt Ryan, Michael Turner, young Julio, Roddy White. Wow, the Black Knights are really good. Roddy White, old Tony Gonzalez. Jordan Love is like a legit MVP candidate. He's like legitimately good. I knew he was going to figure it out somewhere. It didn't happen in San Francisco. It didn't happen in Brooklyn, but it's happening in London. The Black Knights are legitimately good. Who do they play? I want to watch them. The Giants and the Niners. Yeah, neither of those are too bad. Both are on primetime. We already saw this game, right? Yeah, we did. We saw the Browns. They won. The Bucks won. The Cardinals lose to the Lions. What about Hector? We already saw Hector's game. You guys already won. Deshaun Watson and Justin Fields, both very good. Peyton Manning was on the Broncos in 2012. Yeah, so that team's going to be real good. (31-21) the tie. Oh, we already saw this game. We already saw the... No, we didn't. The Diablos lose again to the Falcons in overtime. Black Knights play the Huskies soon. That's a good game. Two of the worst teams in the league last year who are now two of the best. The Dolphins had a bye week. Falcons won. Washington bye week. The Niners beat the Panthers in overtime, 37-31. Zach Wilson, wow, he played really well. Bryce Young was, fine. Nick Chubb actually got the ball. You see, San Francisco, when you give Nick Chubb the ball, you're probably going to win. John Vincent is that dude. He scores 2 touchdowns on 9 for 127. 2 in a row. Now we're coming back like the Jets. Although the Jets might lose 2 in a row. We'll see. The Giants beat the Shamrocks. We saw that game. The Huskies, obviously, they won. We saw that. We saw that. We saw that. We saw the Panthers. New England beat the Pioneers. Wow, the Pioneers went 0-2 today. In a battle of 2. Did this game not make the poll, or did it just not do well? Okay, this game was on the poll, but it got last. I was going to say, I don't know why I wouldn't have put this on the poll, but I just didn't get a lot of votes. That explains it. Joe Mixon still played really well. Yeah, Sherman was bad then, but I would probably make him good. I would make all like the young guys who were low and ended up good, I would make them good. I don't know who else was like a late round pick back then who like was rated low and ended up being really good. But I would probably mess around with the rosters a little bit. Yeah, it's everyone. Okay. So even if like Richard Sherman sucked back then, I would make sure he's good. So the Huskies are the only team with less than 2 losses, and they have none. The only teams with 2 losses are the Patriots and the Pioneers. Jets are the only team with less than 3 wins. Jets, Jets. So the Ravens still lead the North, although Cleveland had a good stream, making up some ground. The Tigers lead the South in what is still a very close race. New England gets some ground on the East with the Beats and Dolphins having bye weeks. Pioneers still lead the West because everybody else in this division is throwing. The Huskies are now 2.5 ahead of Minnesota. The Saints still lead the South, although Atlanta and Carolina are right on their tail. The Black Knights are still a game ahead of the Giants in the East, and the Niners still lead the West. See if there any are new big injuries before. Oh, Danielle Hunter. Those are not new. That's new. James Daniels broke his ribs. These I don't think are new. Marshall Lattimore might be new. We're going to do awards at the end. Avonte Maddox and Keely Ringo hurt for the Wizards. Andrew Thomas broke his thumb. Khalil Lawrence has 4 more weeks, probably 3 games, assuming the Niners have a bye week, which I would imagine they do. That's everyone, I think, yeah, because we start on the Rams. We're not going to go through all the stats now. We might do that at the end of the next stream. We will go through the passing stats just so we can look at the MVP situation. And then we'll go through the award races. So the top passer rating currently belongs to Joe Burrow. I think with the Huskies being undefeated, Hector probably is still the choice among quarterbacks, but Burrow's in the race. Trey Lance. Jordan Love has to be in the race for sure. And then we get to this next tier of guys down here. Maybe Russ. I mean, probably not anybody down here unless these guys have a big second half of the year. And then for running backs, it's Henry, Cook, Mixon, and Chubb is like the main guys. I would say Henry and Mixon are both definitely MVP candidates again. The MVP favorite is Jordan Love. I don't have an issue with that. Patrick Mahomes being second, I do have a little issue with. Yeah, these two shouldn't be 6 and 7. These might be the top three guys as of now at 5, 6, and 7. Although I guess if we're going to punish Patrick Mahomes, we should probably punish Derrick Henry too. But Derrick Henry is like just so good. Cobra's favorite for Coach of the Year. That makes sense. Here's the AFC. Andy Morrison is still ahead of Dan, even though Andy Morrison's team is worse. Yes, these aren't the actual awards that count. The awards that count are the ones that we vote on. So even if Madden like completely gets them wrong, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Madden is wrong on quite a few of these. How is a 3 and 6 coach in 9th? Hold on, I got to see that after we go through the AFC and the NFC. What's your team's overall? I think it's probably an 89. We can go through team overalls before we end the stream here. Then in the NFC, Jordan Love. Aaron Donald, Black Knights, double trouble. There's a good shot all of the Offensive Rookie of the Year candidates are in the AFC with the 2 quarterbacks and then the wide receiver Barton on the Chiefs. We'll do Players of the Week right after. I don't think we did. Did we? No. No, I don't think we did. Waivers, I promise I'm going to make time before the next stream. Jordan Love is definitely the most improved player, but we don't have the most improved player award. So, but if we had one, he would probably win. Players of the Week for Week 10, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Chandler Jones, and Logan Wilson. We'll take a look at Weeks 11 and 12, then per Apple's request, we'll go through all the ratings, and then I think that just about covers it. Who was the better Heisman, Estrada or Jackson? Probably Estrada, because wasn't that where like running backs got the most ridiculous stat lines? Yeah, then we'll look at the 3 and 6 coach too. I want to see that. Revenge. Which 3 and 6 coach? I bet it was from a good team last year too. Yeah, the Jags were better last year than this year. Yeah, how are you not going to put, like, the Dolphins or the Beats ahead of them? Just off the top of my head. Why does it sound like I'm farting? That's the chair. I'll make sure the chair is quiet. Alright, I'm not obviously retiring. This way we can look at the ratings for all the teams. How are you not the coach of the... I have no idea. That's a good question. Washington's an 89 across the board. Is that the highest for everybody? The Jets are an 87. I mean, Garrett's built a good roster. The Ravens are an 88, 89. I want to see who's the highest. So the Ravens and Washington are an 89. We're only an 88. Is anybody else in 89? The Browns. So the 3 highest rated teams by ratings are the Browns with a 92 defense, yet their defense is awful. Need the content creator role. Okay, I can give you that. Yeah, 62 touchdowns. It's probably Hector. So we did injury, standings, players of the week, awards, weeks 11 and 12. We might do, actually, hold on. We might do 4 weeks now that we've passed the trade deadline. So here's weeks 13 and 14. I need the content. Do you create content? Because if you do, I'll give you the role. Okay, there we go. In case I do a 4-week stream, which will probably be Sunday or Monday, I create content for Octi by being good. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works, bud. All right, there we go. Yeah, so that's going to wrap it up. Weeks either 11 and 12 or 11 through 14. I haven't decided yet. Will be either Sunday or Monday, I think. So that's going to be the plan, Stan. Hope everybody enjoyed, and we'll be back soon enough.